Okay, so this is just a very quick demonstration how to import your storyboard into Animate and then set it up on the timeline, start to pace out your scenes in your storyboard and pace them out as you've planned, so you can see how it's going to pace out over time. So first of all, so obviously this is a new interface, so you can go for Full HD format. Okay, so we want to import in our storyboard, so very straightforward. File, import to stage, navigate to where you've saved your storyboard. Alright, so we've got our storyboard in here. Now if you remember, if you hold down Control with the mouse wheel, you can zoom out. So this is really key part of this. Obviously your storyboards might be on separate sheets, and that's fine. You just import them into the library. So if you remember, if we find the library, so if we go to Window and Library, and then that'll show us, and you might have more than one sheet in here. So when you go to File and Import, go to File and Import to Library if you've got more than one sheet, and then you can drag them in from the library as you need them. So I've just got the one sheet, so I'm going to scale it up. So hold down Control and mouse wheel to zoom out, and then if we use the transform tool, now it would help if I had the toolbar visible. So if we go to Window and Tools, you see I've got the toolbar visible. Just to expand that out. The transform tool second from the top here. If I hold down shift and scale, it will stop it getting stretched or squashed, and then just scale it up so it's the same size as the stage. Position my first cell of my storyboard here. Okay, then it's a question of okay, right, on my storyboard, how many seconds did I plan for this first shot to last for? So say I went for 3 seconds, so if I go move down to the timeline here, then you can zoom in and out on the timeline here. So I'll go to 3 seconds here, you can see, press F5, and that extends my keyframe to there. Then it's a question of, there's two options here really. Now I think from an organisation point of view, you can create separate scenes. Now you might want to create a new scene for each of your drawings, or it might be every 2 or 3 drawings. That's a kind of decision that I will leave to you to make. I'm going to, on these first two cells, I'm going to have in the same scene. So if I now go to this next empty place on the timeline here, press F6, and that inserts a blank, not a blank keyframe, a keyframe, and then I can drag my second cell across, yeah, and let's say on my storyboard I've planned for this to be, say, 2 seconds long. So if I now go to 3 + 2, 5, press F5, same process, and I've blocked that out. So now I can start to see how this is going to pan out over time, yeah. So if I go to Control and Test, we've got a quick preview. Okay, so that's all good, happy with that. And close the window. So the other thing I was saying about separate scenes, so say I want to create scene 2 now. If I go to the scene panel here, click at the bottom here, I've created an empty scene 2, yeah. Now if you remember what I said about the library, so you can either drag in from the library. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just select my storyboard here, copy it, and just paste in place directly in scene 2, and you see it's at the point where we left off. So I actually want to now shift this along to here. Okay, now again on my storyboard, maybe this is 2 seconds long. F5 again to spread to paste that out, and then the other point I wanted to make was you might want to put in maybe a pan or a zoom as well. If you wanted to do that, So say I've decided on my storyboard I wanted to zoom in on this character's face on this particular cell. I can now go click on the virtual camera icon here. That creates a separate layer for it. Okay, I can put a motion tween on the camera layer. Okay, and say I've decided I want the camera to start to zoom in straight away on his face, but then stop, maybe, you know, zoom in for about a second. I can just move the needle to where I want the zoom to stop. I can then zoom in, position the zoom, more of an extreme close-up if you want, and you'll see that's now tweens that zoom, yeah? So on that first second we've got a zoom in, and then for the second second it stays there, yeah? Alright, so that's a great way of just starting to block out now, starting to turn your storyboard into an animatic, and pace it out and maybe put in some pans and zooms. And again, remember the goal is watching it through, is it communicating your story idea effectively? Okay.